Hey there guys, GC Performance here, back with another video, and it is a late Wednesday night here over at the shop, but I finally have completed my gathering for all 6 Infinity Stones. No, I'm just kidding. I have together here all my parts I'm going to be doing on my custom dream build bicycle that has taken so long to get there, but I'm exactly where I want to be, and you cannot rush excellence. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be going over each part that I put on here. And each part is special in its own way, which we'll talk about, except for that regular Ultegra kit. It is approximately 10:30 o'clock here at nighttime. If you guys are wondering real quick into my personal life, I will just announce it now. Me and my wife found out we were having our 3rd baby. So it has been a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic. I got a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and now we're going to have a 3rd one. Was an accident, but we are very excited for it. So these are the only times I really come to the store at late at night to shoot the videos. So whenever you guys see me here, it's usually 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I wait till everyone goes to sleep so I can play with my kids and have fun. But yeah, so we'll see what happens once the new baby comes to see what happens there. But I will not blue ball you guys. Without further ado, let me show you guys what bicycle all this stuff is going on to, and then we'll break it down piece by piece to show you guys every little special thing on this bicycle, because I'm very excited for this thing. It's taken me a long time. And drum roll, please. Specialized Tarmac SL8 Pro frame set in the gloss pearl white, and it even has some sparkle on there, and the logos are in obsidian black. It looks absolutely gorgeous. All that's on there is just that Specialized logo. There's no more other Specialized decals here or here. I will have to remove this little yellow tint right here because I did not like that. But you guys must be wondering yourselves, how did you get that frame? What is it? Yes, this frame is not for sale. Usually aftermarket wise, you cannot buy this through a dealer. This was pulled out of their warranty frame collection. Basically, a customer had an issue with a frame here. They offered him this frame, and he's like, oh, let me try it out. Let me see what it looks like. He got it. He didn't really like the white color on there, so he went ahead and upgraded to a nicer model, like a Pro or an S-Works, I believe. And that left us with this frame. So I bought it myself, and I'm very excited for it because this is exactly what I wanted. It's just literally an all-white Specialized with the black logo on the front right there. And it looks really badass, and it can let me play around with this decal kit, whatever I want to do there, and it's really cool. And plus, it being that no one else can get it, I think that's really awesome. So really cool. It being a Pro, it is a 10R frame, and we will be doing some nice builds up on this thing. So I'm very excited for this, and it looks absolutely stunning. So very happy about that. But I also have some custom decals coming out, guys, for the top tube. If you guys are long OGs of the channel, I had a GC Performance top tube sticker here and a very nice fine decal or vinyl with a red logo. I'm making it in a hyper green color, and I'm only going to do a select, like 11 of them. So I will have one on this once the bike build's actually done, and I'm very hyped on that as well. Let me know down below, guys, do you guys want me to do a dream build film on this bicycle where I do like a nice cinematic where I hire someone to come out? Or would you like to see me just kind of build this thing? A 30-40 minute full-on complete build-up of explaining everything I'm doing, installing the brakes, installing the cranks, installing everything, and just kind of have you guys in the back room with me one night and we just go at it. So yeah, let me know what you guys want down in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get into these really cool components I have here for this build. All right, so let me put my frame down. I don't want to ruin it. It's been so long since I got an SL8. That's my first actual SL8, but I got to ride a demo bike, but finally got one. All right, so there's little bits of parts and pieces I've been acquiring over a long period of time. Starting off with a very small piece on here, but this is very special to me. This is an SLT Ceramic Speed top head tube cap. It's only made for the SL8, and it's called SLTs for self-lubricating technology for their bearings. It's also SLT for Ceramic Speed headset bearings. These, I believe, are only available out of Singapore, but I have friends over there, so I asked if I could buy one, and he hooked me up, being a really cool friend. So shout out to my buddy over there, and I really like just different things, exclusive things, and I think it's going to look really cool in there. Something very minute, not a lot of people will understand, but if you do and are into bicycles, you look at those minute details, and it looks really badass, so I'm very hyped on that. So we got a pair of Ceramic Speed SLT bearings on there. We'll see how they hold up against Florida's corrosion, and we'll see if I make it past the after 9 months if I'm even riding anymore. Going to the rotors over here. These are the carbon tie rotors. The Pagacha famous that you see him riding on his bicycle. These are some of the lightest rotors out there. But if you guys did not know, they only come in a 6-bolt configuration because they make them super light. So being that, it is a carbon fiber rotor in the center, and then you have their patented rotor on the outside. They are very lightweight. I believe they're the lightest rotors on the market compared to Shimano XTR, but just by a little bit. And that's even including the adapter. Now, I only have the DT Swiss ones on here because I didn't get the carbon tie rotor adapters on here, so it's probably a little bit heavier. But really, I'm just doing this for the flex of it. And they're uber expensive. I think they're like 250 bucks a piece. But by golly gee, will those not look badass on there? It is just a hardcore flex. That is all. But I'm very excited for that. And like I said, majority of all road wheels on the market today are center lock. So you will need center lock adapters, which are what these DT Swiss adapters are here. Carbon Tie does sell these rotors here with that as well. So very cool. But the Tarmac, I have a 160 for the front, 140 for the road. You cannot run 140, 140 because they have their own proprietary front disc brake mount adapter on there. I will hop back to this in just 1 second, but we'll jump to the group set that's going on the bicycle in the meantime, so that way you guys get an idea of what's going to happen. I have on here a Shimano Ultegra group set, 1 wire, 1 battery, a rear dir, front and rear brakes, and calipers on here. Now, you guys might be thinking to yourself, why not just run Dura-Ace? I'm a firm believer in saving the bucks where I can. I don't have money spilling out my pockets whenever I walk around. Could be just like you guys at home. Ultegra Di2 12-speed is a phenomenal group set. It looks really, really good, but I cannot tell the difference in shifting between Dura-Ace and Ultegra. It's literally the exact same software, the exact same actuation. The only difference between Ultegra and Dura-Ace is just going to be a little bit of weight there. So I'm going with Ultegra to save some money, and I'm going to be making it a 1-buy. All my bikes you see on the channel are usually a 1-buy, like my titanium black heart I have over here. And this is a 1-buy setup with a Shimano 105 Di2. And I love this Shimano 105. It's been phenomenal for me. It's been really, really good. So I have no issues with that. I'm running that right now. It is cassetteless because we're using the cassette over there, because I have another cassette that I'm using for this video over there that's going to go in here. But also, and then also our chainring, which is cool. But yes, so the bike will be built up with Shimano Ultegra Di2 12-speed. And again, it's a pretty cheap alternative if you are running 1-buy. 1 wire, 1 battery, 1 rear dir, front and rear brakes. And if I'm ever to be so bold, and I don't recommend you guys doing this at home, but it does work for me. As you guys can see here, I have an XX1 Eagle chain that's black. And I'm calling this bicycle right now albino white, just like me, because I'm albino white. So I want to run it with a black chain and everything else be stock. On here, I have a 12-speed cassette with a 1-buy alloy gear chainring, and I'm running an XX1 Eagle chain on there, and it works flawlessly. Now, if you were to come to my shop and ask me to do this and say, is this going to work up climbs and everything like that, I would say to you, it's not supposed to work, so issues can happen. But I've been running this bicycle with this setup for a very long time. Sprints around 1,000 watts, riding flats. No drop chains, no nothing like that. Now, I'm not riding crazy gradients, so do this at your own will. But back in the day, when I asked SRAM about their 1-buy setups, they said that as long as it's a 1-buy, you can run an Eagle chain with a 12-speed Axis cassette, and there'd be no problems. But if you're running a 2-buy, it has to be a flat top chain. So pick your poison there, but I might be running a black chain on there. Now, going to the crank. I upgraded the crank from the Ultegra to the Dura-Ace because of the fact that it seems to be a little bit more aesthetics going on, and obviously just a little bit lighter weight. But I think that gloss black will match perfectly with the Specialized logo. And typically when people look at the bicycle from afar, they check out the crank at first, like, wow, that person's riding Dura-Ace. And maybe they won't look to see that I have Ultegra on there. So it might be a little bit of like a, you know, like a, oh, okay, yeah, he's got some money. But I think the black will pair really nice. I'm running a 170 crank arm. I'm going to a short crank arm gang here. I've always been 172.5s, but as of recently, I switched over to the Magine. PES power meter cranks are there, and those are 170. And I will say this, I am enjoying it. We are seeing this crazy turn where everyone pretty much in the pro peloton is running 165 cranks. I'm going slowly, but I do like it a lot more. Better for the hips. I like to be a little bit more over the cranks as well, try to get as low as possible. So whenever you get closer over the cranks, you want to go ahead and run shorter crank arms. That's why you see a lot of people on TTs and triathlon bikes running really short crank arms. There's a ton of videos out there like Peak Torque, RCA. They explain it really well in terms of fits and body geometry, dialogues, everything like that, and talk about the benefits of it. But if you ride the bicycle, I do feel that I don't have as much pressure in the top of my knees as much anymore, which is great too. And also I don't have as much issues with my hips whenever I'm going lower, which is always nice. So very cool. And for the chainring on here, we're running the Allo gear. We're bringing this back. Again, like I said, I have it on my Black Heart. Exact same chainring, 52 toothed. This chainring works with Shimano 12-speed 110 BCD. Goes directly onto there. It works with a Shimano 12-speed Ultegra, Dura-Ace, and 105 if you like. And then what's really cool about them is they sell this little kind of arrow cover that makes the plate look very aesthetically nice. I don't know if it's going to give you any arrow gains, but it is a gorgeous looking crank. You can mix and match colors. They have an array of different colors if you want to add some pop to your bicycle. Purple, silver, yellow, green, whatever the colors might be. Or you can even mix and match and get this in purple, this in yellow, this in green, this in red, whatever you want to do. But they have so many different colors. They're very, very lightweight for a chainring. And also, they have a ton of different chainring configurations. You can run all the way to a 38 tooth as a small. Or if you want a big, big TT chainring, you can go up to a 62 tooth. So it's really cool. And they're not that bad at price. I think these are like 80 bucks. And then the cover piece is 65 bucks. So that's where it gets expensive. But if you do just want to run this and this is how it looks. And it doesn't look too bad. This is where the piece would go right here. But it looks actually pretty good. So I'm very happy with the chainrings. I've had it on my bicycle now for a while. Again, like I said, sprint on there. I sprint on there. I don't have any issues. And it's held up really nice. It has a really firm grip on the chain because you can see all these kind of like little narrow wide teeth on there. So very cool. Different looking crank. It adds some aesthetic value to the bicycle. I think it looks really badass. And I will be putting a link to everything that I bought or everything that I have here on the table, where you guys can get it at if it's actually available. Like this stuff I don't think you can get, but the chainring, the rotors, the TPU tubes, Shimano, you guys can find yourself. It's not a big deal. But yeah, let's hop over to the cassette because we're talking drivetrain still. And you guys have seen a video. I just did a video on these guys recently. This is a cassette from Press to Cycle. It works with Shimano 12-speed. You can get an 11-speed, you can get an 10-speed, whatever you want. But the cool thing about this cassette is that it is a complete hollow one-piece full-body cassette on here. So this is made for 12-speed Shimano, which is what I was currently running on that Black Heart over there. This is in a configuration of 10/28 tooth gearing. It has an 18-tooth cog on there. I've been running now for a long time. Well, no, not a long time, but I've got at least probably 6 or 7 rides on there. Absolutely loving it. The main reason why I wanted to get it was, one, we're in South Florida where it's crazy small, flat areas. I always like the look of a tighter ratio cassette. And with a tighter ratio cassette as well, you have a much better shift efficiency. So instead of having much big jumps like an 1134 or 1130, where it jumps down, it's like, okay, I'm missing a gear, I'm missing a gear. This is more direct. It's like, boom, that's the gear I want. Boom, that's the gear I want. Boom, that's the gear I want. And not only that, with it being a 1120 as well, you also get it to be crazy lightweight in terms of an Ultegra cassette. So if I was to get an Ultegra cassette on there, I believe it's 100 grams heavier than this cassette. And this cassette's 260 bucks. And it's just a little bit more money than a regular Ultegra cassette. So it's still a very high performance cassette in terms of price point. And also in terms of value of what you get. Whereas a Dura-Ace cassette is going to be like 360 bucks. A SRAM XTR cassette is going to be like 360 bucks. This is 260 bucks. And it's much lighter than those cassettes. And I feel like it's a tighter ratio cassette. So very cool stuff. I'll put a link to them down below. I do have a 10% discount code as well. Full disclosure, it does give me a kickback to the channel. But I've been absolutely loving it. And I'm getting this on my titanium bike and also on my new Tarmac SLA too. So they're very, very good quality stuff. Again, if you're trying to be weight weaning and you want to get every little bit of grams you can on here, I think it's like 30 grams or 40 grams difference from a Dura-Ace to this cassette right here. So keep in mind. Over to the seat. I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour. I don't know if that's what you guys are feeling, but I feel exhausted. I feel tired. I just gotta take a break together, guys. Stretch it out. Oh my gosh. What a day today. We had such a long day today at work today. It's crazy. Good amount of walk-in sales, but exhausting. Repairs, building bikes. I went for a bike ride at 30 miles. It was pretty nice, really cool. And then chilled my kids. It's my son's birthday today. So we took him out for like candy and cake and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. Okay, back to the video. The saddle, I just did a video on the saddle as well. It's the Bjorn Setka saddle. This saddle is what they claim is the lightest 3D printed technology carbon fiber saddle out in the market. I got it for myself. I've tried it on the bicycle 3 times, 4 times. This has been my go-to saddle, and this saddle will be following me onto the Tarmac SL8. It's one of the 3D printed saddles that I've actually really enjoyed. It's a very familiar shape that I do like because it's, one of my favorite saddles I've ever ridden was the Roman S-Works Evo saddle. It has a nice wide cutout to allow that nice blood flow as well. But here, the best thing I like is that it's not a crazy amount of 3D padding. When you look at other companies out there, that make 3D padding, it's usually a big, thick padding on there that kind of adds like even 10 to 15 millimeters of spacing. So you even have to adjust your seat height on there. Whereas this, it's a very nice lightweight carbon saddle base, carbon fiber rails. It's a very thin layer of 3D printed padding or a little bit of 3D printed excerpts on there. But what it does, instead of having this dense foam that's going to be harsh on your sit bones, this is going to be comforting and supportive on the rear, but still kind of firm back here. So it doesn't feel like you're giving way, and it doesn't feel like you're having a bunch of pressure points getting hit by a bunch of other things that don't need necessarily that. My idea is I want my sit bones to be right here. I want it to be supported. I want it to be, you know, the rest of my body lifted away. I don't want my soft tissue area sit down on here, so it's so we have this nice opening. And then the front of the saddle, when you start to get aggressive and start to lean forward and go into your drops or maybe scoot forward on your saddle a little bit, it's a little bit softer and a little bit forgiving around this area. So that way you don't have as much pressure there as well. I haven't had a saddle in a long time that I've got on it twice in a row. Rode one day, rode next day. Felt very inviting, no issues at all. Haven't gone numb on it. Absolutely enjoy it. So big recommendation. $420. It is very expensive, but this is the going rate for lightweight 3D printed saddles out there. Specialized $450, Physique $4 something, Cell Italia SLR, you name it, they're all in this realm. But if you're looking to try something new, very cool, and it is one of the lightest saddles out there on the market. Also rocking the Bjorn lightweight carbon fiber cages. Aesthetically, I like them a lot, and I'm going to give them a try as well. So we're going to see how that goes. Very cool. Now for tires, I ran challenge tires before in the past. This is when they had them in a 727C configuration, which we still have right here, in the white sidewall. This is what they're known for. They're known for having this beautiful white sidewall right here. But something about challenge tires, they just came out recently with a brand new 28C tire. Before it was only 27. I believe to go ahead and accommodate to the wider hookless wheels that are coming out now with these internal widths of 23s. So we have a true 28 on here. And I will say, these tires are known to be a little bit firm for getting on. They're a little bit hard to get on. You're going to have to go ahead and roll your thumbs. They're very, very crazy. But the one thing I found crazy about these tires, this is serious. This is serious, guys. We're talking tires. It's serious. No. Is that we have customers in here, and even myself, where we'll just get bored and we'll start weighing tires. So we'll grab like a 700 by 28C turbo, and we'll grab like 6 of them, and we'll weigh them. And there'll be differences of like 20 to 30 grams in some of these tires, which is crazy. Whereas challenge tires, when we grabbed all these off the wall, because I have one customer who really, really likes to be specific and get the lightest tire out of them all, they were within the realm of 1 to 2 grams each time, which tells me that their quality control on the tires being sent out is very nice. They say handmade tires in Italy. They're very, very nice. They have a nice smooth strip on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and weigh all this stuff at the end, but these are the 28s. Can't wait to try them out. Very excited to it. And they'll be paired with the Ride Now TPU tubes. 19 grams. These are some of the lightest TPU tubes on the market. Big fan of TPU tubes. If you guys are not familiar with them, it is a very, very light material that goes inside of your wheel, your tire. It replaces the butyl tube that was once in there. I don't care if you're running hookless, latex, or TPU, you gotta get rid of butyl, especially if you're an enthusiast or if you're trying to go fast. TPU tubes, yeah, you might say they're a little bit more prone to getting flats because they're very thin, but I'm riding them on all my bikes, and I ride 3 times a week now, and maybe get a flat every once in a while. Like, I got like 2 flats on Cottons back in the day, but that was about it. Very, very nice quality. Really little rolling resistance on them. And then, like I said, you're replacing a lot of weight. They save you about, these ones specifically, save you about 60 grams per wheel. Rotating mass at the point you want the most on the outside of the wheel. I know people are saying 60 grams, it's not that crazy. When you're getting those up to speed each time, when you're accelerating, when you're climbing with them, all that rotating mass adds up, and that is a huge benefit for something so cheap in terms of price point, which is really cool. Very nice setup. I'm excited for those. Holy crap, I feel like a used car salesman. Let's go ahead and get to the back real quick. I need to get a drink. Maybe like an Arizona sweet tea or something. Holy cow. This is like a breakdown of everything. All right, back at it. All right, guys, it's GC Performance Channel. I always talk about OSPWs. You guys know I had to do it. Know what to ride OSPW and know what to ride BB. These guys have been with the channel since 6,000 subscribers with me. I've been with them for a very long time. I've had their stuff on almost all my bicycles. And they're growing very popular as of lately. And I love to see them have success because I really do like their products. I wouldn't be running all my bikes if I didn't like their products. I don't sell them in my store. I do have a discount code to get a 10% off. And I do get a kickback from that. But honestly, this is where I send everyone to if they ever want to try an OSPW or if they ever are curious about a ceramic bottom bracket as well. These guys make affordable, I'll say this, compared to the market, OSPWs and BBs that, let's say you don't want to spend $500 on a ceramic speed OSPW, or you don't want to spend $300 some on a bottom bracket. These guys have it for at half the price. OSPWs for pretty much every single configuration out there. Shimano 12-speed, Di2, Shimano 12-speed mechanical, 105 mechanical, 11-speed, GRX, gravel, you name it. I think they even have Eagle and Axis. You name it, it's out there. They have a bunch of different color configurations. They spin very, very well. And the ceramic bearings in there, since I've had them, I don't beat up my bikes crazy. I actually kind of baby them. After I do rides, I clean them up pretty well. But I have not had any issues with the bearings inside of here. They do look a little bit more bulbous than the other OSPWs out there, but I do like the design on there. And they have a ton of different color options. Black, red, green, orange. You see there, I have a bronze one on there. Looks really cool. So if you're ever interested in the world of ceramics, they're half the price. And that way I feel like a $500 purchase is a lot more money than a $250 purchase, especially in today's day and age. So maybe you're like, let me try and swing it. So you got that option there. And for the bottom brackets, they just came out recently, and they're really good quality as well. A nice thick tubing. They make them for BSA threaded, which is what this Shimano bottom bracket is going to be for my tarmac. They make them in different colors. And then also they make them for press fit bottom brackets. They make them for PF30. They also make them for BB86 as well. And they're a nice solid construction machine one-piece bottom bracket that goes all the way through the frame as well. So if you do have a misaligned hole that is a press fit, this would be a nice fix to it as well. But I really do love their bottom brackets and stuff like that. It's really nice. And if you guys didn't know, last year's Tour de France, Team Cofidis won the second stage on their look bikes, and they were fitted with the Know What to Ride OSPWs on there. So if you guys did not know that, head over to their Instagram page and you'll see you have pro riders now sponsored by Know What to Ride. They're getting recognition all over the place. Now there's reps that came into my store that like, hey, we sell Know What to Ride. So very cool. Their product is really, really nice. I do like them a lot. And if you guys do want, like I said, I will have a discount code down below for you guys to check out. But bottom brackets, recommend. OSPW, recommend for sure. Cockpit. I did a video recently talking about different handlebar configurations for my Tarmac SL8s. This is a one-piece bar and stem combination made by the company EXS, stands for Extraordinary Speed. And I told you I was going to use this handlebar because I love the aesthetics of it. 1, 2, it's $400, so it's $200 cheaper than pretty much everyone out there. And also 3, it was lighter than those configurations as well. Come on, box, open up. This is stingy. But mainly I got it because the aesthetics of this handlebar, 1, it looks beautiful. But this kind of wide girth to the stem matches the speed sniffer on the SL8 so well. It works really, really good. Now, they make this bar in a ton of different configurations, but they also do 3D printing in-house to make spacers fit whatever kind of bicycle you have. So if you have a Scott Foil, it works with that. A Trek Madone, it works with that. A Scott Addict, or works with that. Whatever you want it to be, a S-Works Venge, it works for that. You can just hit them up for whatever, and they all work for that. And also, they give you your own GoPro mount as well, a out front light for your Garmin or Wahoo or Hammerhead, which is also nice, but it was also lighter than that as well. But man, look at this thing. It is super nice, super good looking. They have a ton of tests on their websites at EXS where they actually test it in the wind tunnel. And they put it against other bars out there. I think they test against the Vision Metron 5D. I believe they test against the Zip SL70 as well. So it's not just like a company that's just like a one-off. They're pretty big time in the market right now. And it's a very good quality looking handlebar. I'm excited to ride it. And like I mentioned before about the trendy 170 crank arms, guys, I'm going to the small handlebar gang. Yes, I know. Me coming from 120 PSI, me coming from 42 handlebars, me coming from 172.5 crank arms, as I get more deeper down to this YouTube rabbit hole, I'm starting to like this stuff. I rode the 36 handlebar on the BMC. I'm obsessed with it. I don't want to go back. I rode the 42 handlebar today on that Tarmac S-Works S8 over there. It felt like I was riding a dang mountain bike. It was crazy. So I'm very excited for this SL38 on here. It comes in a plethora of widths, 360, 380, 400, 420. They have a compact bend or a traditional bend. So I got a 380 and a 120 stem, which is going to be perfect for a 56 for me. I'm very excited, looking forward to that. And I will put a link to EXS down below. I know that their wait times for the handlebars are very long sometimes. It's hard to catch them right in stock. But check their website out. Get in contact with them because that handlebar is beautiful and looks badass on all the bike builds. I can't wait to see it all the way on there. And one last thing I'm looking for my Tarmac S8 build, before I show you guys the wheels I'm doing, I need a 0 offset post. All the pros run 0 offset posts. I'm going with the 2 because I'm a pro. But I want to get either a specialized revolve post or maybe I'll look into Dorimo or something like that in the future. But it just puts you a little bit more of the cranks, and the offset really are for better vertical compliancy. But you're seeing so many pros now just want to take that added benefit of being a little bit more of the cranks to get that little bit more leverage and more power over that bicycle. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And now for the wheels, the final thing. I'm going to utilize these WINSPACE Mega wheels. I have not had these Mega wheels on the channel for a while. They're actually on the Agile for a while, and I never got to actually utilize them the way I wanted to. But them being a very nice weight wheel set, them being very stiff wheel set as well, which I'm looking forward to, and them having that nice white decal as well, I think I'll match the bike very nicely. These are a very expensive WINSPACE wheel. These things are $2,700, but is a full one piece. The carbon spokes are done together. They're bonded at the joints, and then they go into the hub itself. Now, this is their take on like a lightweight wheel where it's a full carbon fiber hub. But the benefit to this is that if you have any issues with a broken spoke, a broken hub, if you guys have ever known someone who had lightweight wheels before, once those hubs or spokes break, you have to send the whole wheel back to Germany and to process. Whereas this right here, this whole side, this halo spokes are replaceable. You can take all these out. You have to undo all the spokes, but you can literally just undo these bolts, replace it. And this was a huge time saver, and it's a little bit more affordable in the future. But with this being a one-piece bonded right here for these spokes, and this being bonded to this hub flange right here on this carbon fiber, it makes the wheel much more stiffer for climbs and much more stiffer for sprints. So I'm very excited for that. I will probably try out different wheels in the future, but as of right now, these are going to be my wheels of choice. And they are a 46 millimeter depth in the front and a 54 millimeter depth in the rear. And the hubs sound great. I've been with WINSPACE for a long time. They make really great wheels. I don't have to worry about quality control on these things at all. I'm very excited to see how they look on the bike, one, and two, how they perform under a little bit of load, because I was riding those wheels on a medium frame before, so I cannot wait to see how they look on the bike. I think they're going to look really badass. Yeah, I'm excited. And then one last wrap-up thing, two little novelty items. We have on here bar tape by Berg. I've fallen in love with this company. They make so many cool designs, but not only that, their tape is actually comfortable. It's nice and cushiony. It reminds me of a certain tape beforehand that I got bought out by someone else. It works really, really well. I put them on a lot of my bikes. I have it on my titanium bike as well. But it just gives your bike that little bit added flair, and this design is really cool. And then for the derailleur hanger, a little bit of piece of my own. It's by Frames and Gears. It's a direct mount hanger for Shimano derailleurs. They make them different colors, pink, green, red, an oil slick. Benefit is that it actually gives you a nice, you actually remove the derailleur hanger off the derailleur itself. You mount it directly onto this derailleur hanger, so that way it's easier to swap out wheels. And then they also say sometimes that it has a little bit better shifting as well because it's a nice direct line and there's less clutter back here. But really, just for aesthetic purposes, it looks really good. This is the pink right here. And this is the oil slick right here. They make them for different bikes, different colors. I really do like them. I'll put a link down below. And yeah, but they only work for Shimano. SRAM does not allow that. It only works for Shimano on there. But I really do like that. And last but not least, the pedals I'm running on here are going to be the Favero Asioma Duos. I've had these pedals, I think, for now almost 2 years. I've beaten them up, charged them very little. They work every single time. Really no issues at all. These are one of the best pedals out there on the market. A 1% plus or minus in terms of power accuracy out there. And also the best in terms of least amount drop rates for power. Like I said, I have had 0 hiccups with these pedals. They're still smooth as butter over the 2 years I've ridden them. Definitely like those. One of the best values out there for power meters on the market. About $770 bucks for a dual power meter pedal option out there. Really, really cool. And that is it, guys. That is going to do it for this video. Let me know that in the comment section. Do you guys want a dream build or do you guys want a talk through everything kind of build? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a lot. I will put links down below to everything. If I have discount codes for products, I'll put it down below in the first comment. I'm looking forward to this. If there's anything else that I missed or anything else you guys recommend for me doing, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you as always, guys, for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you guys for everything you guys do for me. Absolutely love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.